Hello and welcome to a sunny day here in Scotland. It is Saturday morning. Patch is sniffing a bush and I am out for a walk. I've just done my song and my I Ask Aliens Your Questions video and taking Patch out before we're going to my nephew's party, which would be nice. So yeah, I had some unfinished business in the subject of business. I wanted to share a bit about some of the reflections I've been having with a wonderful conversation with Gigi, who runs Elven Adornments, and she creates incredible wire wrap jewellery. So if you haven't seen it, please check out that video. It was just incredible. I don't know exactly what Pat's about to do. He's about to do a poo while I'm often recording. It's like I hit the record button and away he goes. So let's talk about like life changes, career changes. How do you go about doing them? What are the best tips? And I'd love to tell you that it's the top 3, or maybe it's the top 5 I'm about to tell you, but the top best practice, the best tips I can give you. The first is follow your joy. So this means exploring things in your life that feel joyous, and then starting to feel into, do they bring you joy sustainably? Does it feel, fun, freedom, fabulous, and flow? Oh look, there's a plane up there. Just zoom in. Do these things, can I zoom in again? There we go. Do these things fill you with the same joy you had like when you were a kid? Doing all the magical things that you used to, or your favourite hobby or your favourite passion when you're an adult now. So the reason I mentioned like when you're a kid, because we're very unconstrained, like we have very little programming within us. There's little that holds us back, and so that's important to keep in your heart as you step into a world of following your joy. And then I feel the next aspect is on that exploration, you may also want to consider, like, what is your purpose in life? Like, why did you come into this lifetime? And we all have our own unique reasons, right? And it could be as simple as following joy, having more joy. It could be to release and heal pain from previous lives or your ancestry. It could be a whole range of things. It could be to help save this planet, to help serve others. So reflecting into what that feels like for you, and know that it doesn't matter if you get it wrong or right, just that you give yourself space and time, perhaps a meditation or a walk in the, Pat's going to put on some rubbish, a walk where you set the intention to feel into more about your purpose here, and that will help give you some guidance. And then maybe write it down, like write down some bullet points about what that means for you. For me, it's balancing darkness and light and raising people's vibrations and helping support people in their awakening journeys. So that's what's important to me. And this is very difficult to do with one hand, picking up what Patch has left behind, so sorry for the camera shakes. Try not to stand on Patch. Move this for rubbish. Oh yeah, I definitely think one of the tips should be getting a colleague like Patch. He's a great business partner. When I was chatting with my colleagues from Amazon yesterday, I went to visit them for a couple of hours. There's a whole separate video about that, surprisingly. I was saying that I often bore my family about the detail of my work. So I talked to Patch about it, and you guys, you're my colleagues. So there's another tip. I'd also go on and say that in your exploration of joy and potential career paths and life paths, this isn't just specific to your career, right, or business. The other thing to think about is just ignoring what other people say. I think this is a great advice from Geeky, which is, it's like this: people will constrain you, right? They'll say, oh, hey John, you can't be like a psychic, spiritual mentor guy doing readings, clearings, and healings for people, and reflexology and massage. Like, you're a guy, you're too old, you spent most of your life in software, there's no money in it, you'll go broke, all these sorts of things. And I know that whilst the actual questions I got were much more polite than that, they were along the same lines, and they're also some of the same things I was thinking about myself, and I do catch myself sometimes thinking about these things as well. So that's really important. So ignore what other people say, in that if it you don't have to justify yourself to others. They're not the ones that are making the big leap, right? The change in life. So just follow your heart on that. The next is follow your heart. And so have a big open heart, unconstrain yourself, deprogram yourself, create safe spaces, physical, metaphysical, and people wise, around you, and just create a space where you can feel like you're feeling empowered and safe and open. And these are the times that you can allow your heart and ask your heart questions like, what does this feel like? Does this bring me joy? Does it bring me fear or anxiety? And as you do this, even once you've chosen your mission or your business or your life change, every day ask yourself, how does it feel, John? How does it feel? Well, you don't need to ask me. Ask yourself. Ask your own heart. How does it feel? How does it feel? And to do so, I just place my hand on the heart, take a deep breath in, and ask my heart the question out loud. And then I wait for the answer, and whatever comes through, I say thank you. Even if nothing comes through, I say thank you for trying. I was listening. Thank you for trying. What else? I would say, don't have a plan. I have no plan, and yet I've achieved things I never thought were possible. And I guess that's kind of the point. Like, plans do constrain you, and you can have like rough ideas. Like, I have rough ideas about when I'm going to run training courses. Like, if I give an example, there's the advanced training course, of which I've done the agenda and have some material for, but I've got some dedicated time set aside. Maybe in April I'm going to do a week's development. Then I'm just going to wait and see how it feels, see what else is going on. Like, there may be something else that's even bigger and more important for me to work on. So that's how I feel about planning. I do have like a wee I actually created it for my membership group, like a monthly topics, and it's what I do is I post in the membership group about, it's a mix of like the meanings of months, the seasonal changes, the astrological significance of each month, as well as how they align with my my training courses and that I'm running at the time. So there's kind of interplay between all these things, and so these topics, these themes, are the things that I consider and reflect on as I go through each month. And you hear me doing my monthly reflections. They're really helpful as well, because they're like a point in time to stop, take a snapshot, and then think and reflect more clearly. Come on, Patch. I know you'd love to sniff in bushes forever. So yeah, no planning. Asking yourself, is it fun? Is it fabulous? Is it freedom? Is it flow? Or whatever your F's are. This has really helped me. It's helped me, simplify a lot of things in my business. So I do try a lot of things. Like, I tried John ChatGPT. However, he costs about £150 per month. I don't know what that is in dollars, maybe $180 per month. And it was a lot of fun trying it out. But I felt like when he was responding to people while I was sleeping, although the responses were, some of them were fine and very impressive for the technology, I just feel like, it's something that just gave me a bit of, I don't feel people always get that they're talking to ChatGPT, and that there's other aspects, like he couldn't access my, he couldn't log into my site and access a lot of stuff. Come on, Pitch. So that was an important thing to, like an important gap to close in the future. But anyway, I've like put that work aside. I've got my training data and everything for it, so I can restart that anytime. But I got to that by asking myself, is it fun? Is it freedom? Is it flow? I also have to-do lists. No, it's not true. I have one, and it's just a list of, it's not very long, maybe 20 things, and it starts by having my objective at the top, and the objective at the top says, John, how can I show myself I love myself more and more each day? And the reason I have that at the top is because I know my mission very clearly, but it's a tension, if you like, or a kind of trade-off in any given moment about my, business and my self-love. They need to coexist very happily. So that's something that I'm definitely working on. And then in the to-do list itself, I just prioritize things based on the value of, towards my mission. So I just prioritize things. I tried using money initially, and that wasn't very useful. I also tried using people as a metric. Now I just consider like the importance to my mission. And that's worked really well. Goodbye, sunshine. So I have some categories in the list. Some things are thinking really big. So these are doing a couple of retreats. In fact, I was just chatting with Viviana yesterday about our continued ideas and timings. Really, I need to get on top of my workload over the next couple of months, get through a kind of burst of sessions, and then it starts to become more manageable through April, May onwards. So at least we're just talking about the ideas. And then for future ideas as well, like different course ideas, different offerings, different services, some customer requests is another category of things which I gradually prioritize and work through. And I also have the kind of some of the mandatory stuff that I just have to get through, like I promised, like a list of stuff. Often they're like product creation, different services or tweaks to services, and then finally, what do I have at the bottom of the list? I can't remember what's at the bottom of the list. I think I must be ignoring it. But yeah, I do take a lot of stuff out of it. If I do take something out that I've promised someone else, I just tell them or have a conversation before I do it. And then for things I must do on certain days, like today, I must send my accountant my end of month financials for January. I just have a little reminder in my calendar because it just has to be done on that day and time. But still, the rest of my calendar is like really open to between client work and doing videos with you guys. Anyway, there's my top tips. Hope that helps. Sending so much love from Scotland. Take care.